Good afternoon and welcome to the Bear Cave. I'm Teddy and you are listening to Lunchtime Teddy and the Mob. So before I get started, I want to just go ahead and give a sound check. I will wait until I see someone come into the live. Right now, I am live here on YouTube. Let me go ahead and go on the air on station head. Give me just a second. Mhm. Hang on. Well, while you're coming in, what I'm doing is I am making live the broadcast on D for Danielle, just so I have that out of the way. No, let's see. Let me just make sure. Okay. I don't want any music. I want to send out notifications. I want to go on the air. All right, so I am also live right now on D for Danielle. I just want to make sure that I check the sound before we get started. Let me go back to my YouTube station. All right. I see a Gia Papaya. Good morning. Or, yeah, it's just noon now on this broadcast. Yeah, where I am at. Um, okay, give it a few more minutes as I see people trickling in. Okay. While you are here right now, Gia, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear the sound? All right. And also, do you hear any sound in the background? It should be very, very low. You might hear a little background music. I can hear it through my headset. Okay. So just let me know. I was going to start as I typically do, with music and all of that. But I thought let's just get this sound check out of the way. So yes, you hear a low sound. Great. All right. Now, let me do another something else. All right. So while I'm on station head at some point, right now I am simulcast. But at some point, I am going to cut the mic on YouTube. But I'd like to play this in the background, like a bedtime story or music. So I'm going to cut my mic and then ask those of you who are on station head right now if you can hear the sound of the video that's playing. You should be able to hear the sound of my voice if you are on station head. And if you're on YouTube, when I do this test, you should be able to hear the sound of this video. So we're going to try that out first on 3, 2, let me know where you can hear me. 3, 2, 1. Good evening and welcome to Unwind with Teddy After Dark. I'm Teddy. Yeah. So come on in. It's time for another ASMR bedtime story. I know I changed it because I thought, well, I don't know if I was going to play some jazz or not because we missed last night, but then I thought, well, I'll find Grimm's fairy tale. Although I read like a mystery and I didn't have time to, I didn't pull all the like the video footage together that I wanted for this particular mystery. So I think for some, yeah, the mob, my other bears, I think we just kind of use this as a, you know, opportunity to relax and wine. Yeah. Yeah. I'll play some jazz after this. Yeah. There was an expectation of sorts. And on the YouTube streets, I know that maybe I'll talk about after this. But for now, what I want you to do is sit back, relax, grab something. Yeah, maybe a snack or something to drink. And let's see if we can just forget about maybe anything that's really stressful, if we can, and imagine. Yeah, let's see if I can get my video here. With the rain. Yeah, there it is. And I was trying to find the right music, and I think I have it. Yeah, because this particular story, or it's very short. Yeah, it's called The Old Woman in the Wood, and it's another grim fairy tale. And so I don't recall hearing this one, so we'll hear it together. Yeah, I know these are bedtime stories, and for some people, they read them to children. But as I have said, adults, yeah, they like bedtime stories too. Yeah, some do. And I've read some very, very adult bedtime stories. Well, I'm going to keep it light. Yeah, everyone is welcome here in the Bear Cave, so long as you're respectful in the chat. And before I start I'm going to come out, just say hello, and then we'll get started. Let me know if the sound is good. Oh, Miss D says, "Hey, Teddy, just saying hi, already laying down. I'll be listening." Isn't that nice? You're all tucked in. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Relaxing, soothing. Yeah. It's like 1 hour out of the week, you know, or actually, this will be less than probably 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
the test that I just
So who else?
seemed to work out. So I'm going to pause that video on my YouTube. The mic should be open for both. You will not hear the intro music on Station Head when I play it through my YouTube. So, y'all ready to get started? We got the sound, no buzzing, all good? Great. All right, so I've already done my introduction. If you are with me, I'll say it again. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Bear Cave. I'm Teddy, and we're going to be listening to some conversation. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to play a receipt. If you have not followed me on D for Danielle on Station Head, you might want to do so, or you might want to just go over right now. I am live on both Station Head, D for Danielle, and here on YouTube. You can also email me at unwinewithteddy at gmail.com. For those of you who just want to relax, listen to some music or listen to, I'm going to play one of my old videos, some bedtime, a story, Brothers Grimm, and you don't want to, join me over on Station Head and listen to some receipts so that when we come back, we can have a conversation about what we heard. Okay. So I'm going to give you options. It's, let me go ahead and put it in the chat as well. It's D for Danielle. Let me do that. I didn't do that. So let's post it. All right. So I've pinned the channel URL to the top of the chat. All right. You do not need a subscription to either Spotify or Apple Music. You don't even need to follow me. You can just head over there and listen. Okay. You can have a tab for Station Head, and you can have your tab open for YouTube. You can mute one of your tabs, however you need to do it. All right. Maybe you have a cell phone. You can listen, through your phone. If you're at home and you have your laptop, you can listen on your laptop and open up multiple tabs. It's all up to you. Okay. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me just make sure that I have this because I'm going to play something through my YouTube video as well while I am playing receipts on D for Daniel. Okay, great. All right. So, where do I begin? I'm going to take my headphones off. I want you to listen carefully. At some point, I plan to process these videos on and through artificial intelligence for analysis. Mm-hmm. But I want you to listen to a receipt that was sent to me overnight. Mm-hmm. And I'll preface it this way. Wait a minute. Let's see what's going on. I don't think people have received their notifications. Okay. I have 5 people listening. I'm going to wait before I play any receipt because I want to make sure at least, a few more people are listening. Because once I play the receipt, I'm probably going to take it down. All right. I might leave it up for a period of time. But this is to, in lieu of me just going live on my station head and sending out a notification, I'm kind of giving people a way to, kind of prepare for this. Yeah, I've given you a heads up on my um, community wall this morning, okay, about half an hour before the broadcast. Okay. I've come on and I did my sound check before, hoping to get that out of the way. And now I'm letting you know that I'm going to be playing a receipt. Okay. So Gia got her notification early. It's a Saturday, by the way. Everybody is not listening. I get that. Because you're going to be doing some things. It's a Saturday. All right. So, for those who miss this program, they might come back tonight and say, well, gee, I missed it. And then I'll say, okay, you know, we can play the receipt again. Mhm. So let me tell you what you are likely to hear. I have said, when you're listening to me, um, email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Last night at the end of our broadcast, a post was made with, the streets are hot, like with fire signs and little emojis. And I said, like, catch me up. I'm missing it. I didn't have a chance to listen in at all. So overnight, someone just, gave me a little bit of a heads up what's going on. And yeah. So I took a listen this morning and, well, the video was, I guess somewhere else. I'll just say that. The video was someplace else, somewhere else. Okay. But I did have the video. Um, Hi, Junebug. And what is kind of fascinating to me and very telling is this individual that you're going to hear in the video, they've actually are saying what I've said for years. I know. They actually are saying almost verbatim my sentiments about Danielle and about this sector, that people are afraid. People are afraid of Danielle. Mhm. And some were named. But I have said, I have, said, we're talking about content creators, by the way. Okay. We can also talk about, people who are subscribers and listeners, but especially content creators. Why? They said, because rather than dealing with her, they just don't challenge or say anything. Okay. That people are listening, but they are not really in agreement with her, but they're afraid to speak out. How many people, how many of you have heard me talk about that more than once? Mhm. This individual also mentions that there are only a couple of content creators, mention a couple of names that will be an opponent of hers. They didn't mention my name. No. They mentioned trees and they mentioned Jaguar Wright. Maybe that's, a larger content creators or maybe who they're familiar with, but they know who I am. And the reason that they know who I am is because this same individual was approached by a moderator of mine some years ago and sat on her platform and she played my audio. She played my video. I happened to be, I'll say, away on a sabbatical, not voluntarily. But while I was away, she invited one of my moderators who came on and they talked and played my videos and they, keyed and laughed and, said all kinds of things. And I took it on the chin. Mhm. And this same person, well, at least overnight, she would have to say she agrees with what I've been saying. Because I'm going to let you hear it for yourself. I think it's really important because it supports the premise that I've always been talking about. It's fear, dominance, control. Danielle has instilled so much control through fear that these content creators just will not stand toe to toe. Who have I mentioned before? You will hear names such as Sean Davieway. I call him Shandava. You will hear names such as King Payne. You mean these creators are afraid of Danielle? You mean this person is finally seeing the light? I've said this in my videos multiple times. How many times have you heard me say, maybe some of these creators should put their big, boy pants on, pull their pants up around their waist? How many of you have heard me say that? Stick your chest out. You want to be a man sometimes? Stick your man chest out. What are you afraid of? You mean to tell me you're afraid of this anonymous person? Well, I've been saying it and no one supported me on that. At least not a content creator who would speak up and say, you know what? Teddy's not making this up. She's not, this crazy lady whose analysis is all off. She's not this bird brain who got it wrong. No. This is supposed to be someone who is a straight shooter. someone who has a following of a lot of, mix, we'll call it eclectic, but many of these are the sword throwers themselves. And many of these followers of Danielle, they must have that A stamped on their forehead. Because I even recently mentioned that someone would fall on their sword for her, and that she could tell them to do X, Y, and Z, and they would do it. Did I not have this conversation within the last week? Did I? It's fear, mhm, control. Mhm. No one wants to speak up to Danielle because they're afraid of her. She, you're, you're gonna hear it. All right. So, some of you who don't want to hear that, you can stay right over, on this platform, and you can listen to Grimm's fairy tales. Okay. Let's see. Wait a minute. If I have that, we've got our coffee cup up. Oh, we've got the Grimm's fairy tales. Okay. But those of you who'd like to hear a couple of receipts, we're going to be over there for a while, maybe 20 minutes plus. Okay. That's why I pulled out a little bit longer tape. Hmm. So we'll do, double duty. Yeah. Yeah. Not just, we'll have a video playing over here. Yeah. So grab some lunch. And this is a lunchtime Teddy and the Mob. It's perfect for lunchtime. Um, Listen carefully. Mhm. Gia says, before I go over, why wouldn't she give you any credit? Especially if this individual has talked so much. Because it might just, I don't know. I tell you what, after listening to this video, on some level, I feel at least vindicated on the things that she's saying that I've already said. Mhm. Yeah, because this isn't someone who is rubber stamped. I've not asked for them to. They haven't, as a matter of fact. They have done things and said things. But today, she agrees with me. Uh-huh. I'm going to say that because I've been saying it. So when I put up my little sign and I'm getting ready to do that, we're going to go over to station head. I'm going to cut my mic off over here. So let's get that ready. Yes. Okay. And when you hear the sound of the Grimm's fairy tales, the old woman in the shoe, I think it is, or um, then we will be live on station head, and I'll have that mic open. All right, so let's start playing this video.
Decided to join.
Make sure
The
it's just
sound is
turned
good,
down.
so you can hear a little bit of the
Can you hear it on YouTube?
rain,
Okay,
a little bit
you should be
rumbling.
able to hear it.
Yeah.
Let's
And
remove
then the music
Gia's.
should just be
Okay,
peaceful.
and I see Mimi Twin, Junebug,
Yeah, like a lake or, yeah,
Miss Von 50.
in a forest.
Uh,
So,
who is Sean still
welcome everyone.
smoking? Or smoking.
Pulling
All right.
this mic over. Hang on.
Yeah. And love wins. All right. So let's also put this banner on.
So it's 9:06. Let me go ahead and get started. This
Um,
is another Brother Grimm's fairy tale or Brothers
all right.
Grimm
So I
fairy
said live
tale.
now on station head. Listen to receipts. Enjoy
It's
the
called
music. I
The
could
Old
change that.
Woman in the Wood.
Enjoy the video.
A poor servant girl was once traveling with the family with which she was in service through a
Until
great
we return.
forest, and when they were in the midst of it, robbers came out of the thicket
Okay.
and murdered
Hang on.
all they
Let's
found.
see if we can do.
All perished together except the girl
All right. Because it's
who
just
had
now.
jumped out of the
And I can
carriage
take
in a fright
that
and
banner off the
hidden
trailing
herself
one at the
behind
bottom.
a tree.
Well, it has my fair
When the
use.
robbers had gone away with their
Okay, we'll
booty,
just
which
leave
is
it
their
like that.
bounty, she came out
With
and
me so
beheld
far,
the great
let me put my
disaster.
headphones on.
Then she began to weep bitterly and said, Can a pearl, what can a poor girl like me do now?
Hang on.
I do not know how to get out of the forest. No human being lives in it, so I must certainly starve.
All
She
right,
walked about
getting ready to go over
and
to
looked for a
Station Head.
road, but could find none. And when it was evening, she seated herself under a tree, gave herself into God's keeping, and resolved to sit waiting there and not to go away, let what might happen. When, however, she had sat there for a while, and a white dove came flying to her with a little golden key in its mouth. It put the little key in her hand and said, Dost thou see that great tree? Therein is a little lock. It opens with the tiny key, and there thou will see what thou will find food enough and suffer no more hunger. Then she went to the tree and opened it and found milk in a little dish and white bread to break into it so that she could eat her fill. When she was satisfied, she said, It is now the time when the hens at home go to roost. I am so tired. I could go to bed too. Then the dove flew to her again and brought another golden key in its bill and said, Open that tree there, and thou wilt find a bed. So she opened it and found a beautiful white bed. And she prayed God to protect her during the night and lay down and slept. In the morning, the dove came for the third time and again brought a little key and said, Open that tree there, and thou wilt find clothes. And when she opened it, she found garments beset with gold and with jewels more splendid than those of any king's daughter. So she lived there for some time And the dove came every day and provided her with all she needed, and it was quite a good life. Once, however, the dove came and said, "Will thou do something for my sake?" "With all my heart," said the girl. Then said the little dove, "I will guide thee to a small house. Enter it, and inside it an old woman will be sitting by the fire and will say, 'Good day,' but on thy life give her no answer. Let her do what she will, but pass by her on the right side. Further on there is a door which open, and thou wilt enter into a room where a quantity of rings of all kinds are lying amongst which are some magnificent ones with shining stones. Leave them, however, where they are, and seek out a plain one, which must likewise be amongst them, and bring it here to me as quickly as thou canst." The girl went to the little house and came to the door. There sat an old woman who stared when she saw her and said, "Good day, my child." The girl gave her no answer and opened the door. "Whither away?" cried the old woman, and seized her by the gown and wanted to hold her fast, saying that this is my house. No one can go in, not only if I choose not to allow it. But the girl was silent, got away from her, and went straight into the room. Now there lay on the table an enormous quantity of rings which gleamed and glittered before her eyes. She turned them over and looked for the plain one, but could not find it. While she was seeking, she saw the old woman and how she was stealing away and wanting to get off with a bird cage which she had in her hand. So she went after her and took the cage out of her hand, and when she raised it up and looked into it, a bird was inside which had the plain ring in its bill. Then she took the ring and ran quite joyously home with it, and thought the little white dove would come and get the ring, but it did not. Then she leaned against a tree and determined to wait for the dove. And as she thus stood, it seemed just as if the tree was soft and pliant and was letting its branches down. And suddenly the branches twined around her and were two arms. And when she looked around, the tree was a handsome man who embraced and kissed her heartily and said, "Thou hast delivered me from the power of the old woman, who is the wicked witch. She had changed me into a tree, and every day for 2 hours I was a white dove. And so long as she possessed the ring, I could not regain my human form. Then his servants and his horses, who had likewise been changed into trees, were freed from the enchantment also, and stood beside him, and he led them forth to his kingdom. For he was a king's son, and they were married and lived happily. The end. You know, who were the Grimm's brothers writing these fairy tales? Do all fairy tales end happily ever after? I think so, don't they? Isn't that why they call them fairy tales? Now, I said I was going to play some jazz, but before I do, let me look at the time. You see, that was a quick one, really brief. It's 9:17. Ah, Bella. Bella. Hi, Bella. Good evening. Good evening to Caramel. Good evening to that girl. Good evening to Miss D. Yeah, all snuggle. You said just lying in your bed. Ah, you say, hey, all my beer sisters. Not looking at the chat, so what is this? Charge my tired eyes and not my heart. Oh, it's not my intention not to speak. Well, this is the hour, yeah. At least the first half, yeah, where you just listen and you can speak and you can chat, but you can listen too, right? Yeah. I know. The part that was sad, Caramel, was in the beginning, right? She was a servant, this little girl, and they were in this, coming through this forest, and robbers had sadly murdered everyone except the little girl. So when I was reading it, I'm like, children hear these stories, right? Yeah. I don't know. With Grimm's fairy tales, and I've been told this, they're really for adults. Most of them. Yeah. Because I was reading through a few of the short ones tonight and I said, oh, well, I can't read. That's kind of okay. And then I read that one. I said, I don't know about that one. And then I said, okay, I think I can read this one. Okay. Maybe, maybe I'll get back to a mystery next week. Okay. Or a love story. Yeah. The author. This is Grimm's fairy tales. Yeah. It's called The Old Woman in the Wood. It's a fairy tale. I mean, I'm looking at the list and there's over 40. Yeah. These Brother Grimms, that's what they are, the Brothers Grimm. Yeah. lived in what, the 18th century to the 19th, or let's see, yeah, 1785 to 1863. I guess they began collecting these folk tales. They say around 1807 in response to a awakening or some interest in German folklore. Hmm. So they were known to be part of this, I guess, storytellers. Yeah. And I guess there were a lot of these kind of middle class or aristocratic folks that wanted to hear these stories read to their children, or I don't know. It's interesting. But some of these stories, like Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears and those kind of stories, the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, those are the ones we're familiar with. Yeah. Ah, that girl said, I missed the story. Well, it was short. It was short. Good evening to Joy. Good evening, little boss lady. Now, I said I was going to talk about, let's see, let me put on some jazz. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Little R&B. Yeah, maybe a little R&B. Yeah. So, how is everyone tonight on this Wednesday? Yeah. Well, I am going to refill my glass and I will be back. yeah. Oh, I'm taking time out to be and live my life off screen. Taking time out to be and live my life.
I'm back. I'm back. So, how are the mob tonight? Everyone relaxing? Yeah, I am. I am. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Supposed to be some instrumental here so that I can talk, right? Yeah. So, I guess there was some kind of expectation, yeah, of some other videos that were supposed to be out tonight. Well, I don't see them. At least I thought there were some videos that were going to be playing tonight. This is Wednesday, isn't it? How are you, Joy? My Grizzlies out there. Joy says, "Hey, my sweet caramel." Yeah. What do you say? You just waking up from a nap, and it's almost time to go back to sleep. Yeah, it will soon be 10 o'clock. Yeah, I've done that before, like taking a nap. Yeah, and then wake up like you, and no, I can't stay up all night. It's hump day, right? Hey, Bella, how are you tonight? Are you getting some rest? Yeah. How's your daughter? You doing okay? I hope so. Yeah. Where's Lisa969 tonight? By the way, shout out to all of the moderators. Once again, all the Grizzlies. Yeah. Yeah. Caramel says good evening to Little Boss Lady. And good evening to you. Good evening to that girl. And yeah, Caramel says, "Do you, Misty? It's okay. Close your eyes, continue to relax, and maybe before you know it, you'll be asleep, right?" Joyce says, "Been in the YouTube streets too much." I haven't. I was in, what I did this morning between lunch and, between morning and lunch. That was it. I haven't listened to any other videos but that today. Yeah. I was expecting to find a video that was, I don't know, I'm on right now, so um, I haven't even looked, but I thought that there was supposed to be a video on tonight. I don't know. I'd have to kind of search. I don't even know if it's one. Ah, it's been moved. Yeah. Danny Robertson. There was supposed to be a video, I thought, tonight on the Blue Waffle. She's supposed to do this interview with the gentleman in that video, in the footage. It was supposed to be tonight, but now I see that she did a video on, okay, all about the trees and neutrality, she's calling it, and family violence. Yeah. So I don't know what that is. But anyway, I thought that was supposed to show tonight. So it's tomorrow. Scheduled. Yeah. And who else? Who else? Interesting. Yeah, I haven't been out there, so I guess there'll be something to take a look at. Who is this? Did you see Danny's video? Caramel. She didn't have that video tonight. It's tomorrow. You mean this other new one? Or which one are you talking about? Because I got to take a look. Is that what you're talking about, Joy? You've been out there in the YouTube streets. What's going on? Oh, Bella. Bella says, I'm exhausted, Teddy. And your daughter, oh, that's right. That birthday party. How did that go? Yeah. You say you're exhausted and your daughter is good. Her birthday was a lot of fun. And you thought about us, okay, because a parent did get on the trampoline. Oh, Bella. And what happened? You say it didn't go well. You're laughing. Hmm. Hopefully, nobody got hurt, right? You know, Bella, I'm telling you, those trampolines, that's why I took the time. I was really adamant about it. And there you go. I told you the parents like to get on the trampoline. And what happened? I gotta know. Well, hopefully, hopefully the children didn't get hurt. Like nobody got seriously hurt. Yeah. Yeah, I say the parents, the parents have got to stay on the sideline and just let the kids, get up on these rides and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, so Joyce says, hi, little boss lady. And that girl, I'm making my way down this, guys. I'm coming. Let's see. Joyce says, let me go faster. No, wait a minute. Caramel says, did you see the video? The Danny video. I said she was supposed to um, have this interview tonight. Yeah. And it looks like it's been moved. Joyce says, oh, you guys are asking each other, did you see Danny's video? Danny's video. I missed it. Or guys, I haven't had a chance. Yeah. What's it about? Wait a minute. I just read it looks like there's something new up here. I just read it. It's neutrality and family violence. I thought we were supposed to um, see this footage from, that police footage. Wait a minute. It's tomorrow. Yep, it's tomorrow. That infamous interview, and you have to be a member. And recall, I had joined right, and to see the first part. And, well, she's knocked down the tier. She's just got the $5 tier now, I think. And however, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have to look. I'm not sure if with this one, if you weren't a member, if you have to pay, you know, um, the higher. I have no idea really. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, and then there's a video. Wait a minute. There is a video called. Let me look. Let me look. Let me look. Let me look. I just read it. Now where is it? Oh, oh. It's called. Yeah. That's the one I just read. It's called Neutrality and Family Violence, and it was an hour ago. Yeah, it's got 513 views. I don't care. I just say, yeah. Anyway, back to the chat. Back to the bear cave. Joy said, "Is she still protecting trees?" Well, I don't know. A new one on the daughter's video with Q. I guess everyone's speaking out. I don't know. Joy said, "I slept through everything since about 3 o'clock." Well, at least you're getting your rest. Bella says, "Nobody got hurt, but the parent was flopping around, and all I could hear was your voice in my head." Yeah, I told you about that, Bella. Hey, Lisa says, "Hello, Teddy. After dark mods, members chat, and everyone in the bushes." Yeah, wake up, go to bed. That's Joy. Oh, Joy says, "Hi, my beautiful Lisa. You're fighting to stay." What is this? Your eyes are fighting to stay open. It was good seeing everyone. Go to bed, Bella. Go to sleep. Yeah. I guess we threw up the Sandman, you know. Don't worry. Yeah. Get some rest, Bella. You're out there as a nurse, you know. Come on. You and Darlene and everyone else. Long hours. And you know who else has been working? A lot of long hours. Jessie Cat. Yeah. A lot of long hours. Hopefully that's not too loud. Speaking of Jessie Cat, who just popped up. uh, hey, Troll Buggy. Good evening. You know, now that the new memberships have started back up, I think maybe I should just go to maybe I should just go to two. Yeah, one or two. So we'll see. Because the one in the middle, I don't think maybe we had one or I don't know. And then, Crazy Lucian, remember she gave like more than $70. So this is what I'm thinking. Now you guys have got to get um what is it, like a cash app or something, or some way I can send you like maybe a 3 months coverage or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Maybe to put everybody on one, like the 4.99, and then just pay for it, for 3 months or something like that. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but you can make suggestions. Jessie Cat says, "Haha, yes, I'm still at work. So you were listening?" Yeah. You mean you were out there listening in? Wait a minute. Troll Farm Buggy says, "Good evening, folks. You're at work." Okay. A lot of folks working tonight, working late. Joyce said, "I don't know either, but I heard you needed to upgrade your membership to see the interview." At that point, I said, are you sure it was an upgrade? Because she just downgraded everyone, I thought, to from the $10 tier, the VIP tier. Yeah, unless I missed something. Yeah, I thought she said that everybody was going to, what did she call it? Oh, God, Logic. Yeah, everyone was going to become a Logic member, which I think is like the $5 tier. Yeah, after, yeah. And yeah, she said she was going to one. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Joyce said that would be nice. Yeah, everybody's a grizzly to me. Yeah. Lisa says, "Everyone, please don't forget to hit the like button." Yeah. And set your notification icon so that you don't miss out on a berry thing. Again, I have to look at the video. I'll probably, was it short? Let me see. I'm not gonna stay up all night. Oh, it was short, 13 minutes. I'm sure I'll watch it before I go to bed. You know. Caramel says, "I just don't understand her." Oh, relationship with trees. I don't know. You know, I don't know what it is other than I thought it was, she was, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to watch the video. I'd have to watch the video because I gave my opinion on it this afternoon. So I don't know what she said. uh, you know, everybody gets to have their opinion, right? And whatever I said this afternoon, I made it clear, right? Didn't I talk about this like on Sunday, right? Everybody's my witness, right? I sure did. I talked about this very thing on Sunday. I sure did. I did. So I don't know what she said. Annette says, "I'll be nice." You're always nice, our newest grizzly. Annette, welcome back. We love our Annette. You said you'll be nice. Okay, be nice. And then you say, "But the question still remains, where was her mother? Where was her mother? Not Danny. A beautiful Cajun moon, the beach has you in a spell." I kind of like the way Annette, yeah, you were playing golf this afternoon. Yeah, if you guys ever read Annette's chat, it's kind of part of it's mysterious. Yeah, It's kind of like messages within messages, and I kind of like it. It's interesting. Ah, it makes you think. Yeah. So, are you being nice? You say, but the question still remains, where was her mother? Not Danny. Okay. I'm gonna marinate on that for a minute before I respond. That girl says, "Hi everyone. I'm in here all sleepy and you just woke up. LOL." I don't know, but I know she said that she was not going to get in the middle of of any beef that Trees and I have, if there's one to be said. Yeah. So I don't expect that she would be getting in the middle of anything that I said. Yeah. But if she does, that's her business. Yeah. But she said she wouldn't. Yeah, because, you know, I spoke my mind this afternoon and I don't know what she had to say because we are two different people, as you guys should know by now. Mhm. Joyce says, "Yes, Teddy, you always come with the true facts first and don't change or charge a big fee to hear someone's trauma." Mm. Well, I don't know why. Who said that? That was Annette. Okay, so I'm going to come back up to you because I get to talk about it because you're in here, right? Our newest bear friend, Grizzly, says, "I'll be nice." You'll be nice in those little faces. I see them. But the question still remains, where was her mother? You mean throughout this time when all of this was allegedly going on? Is that what you mean? Yeah, we get to talk about it. Okay, so Jessica says, "I don't know how to feel about the video. Guys, I got to watch this." You don't know how to feel about the video that Danny dropped today. What I mean, was it earth shattering? What? You say it's confusing. I certainly hope not. Don't come in the bear cave. Who said they're coming in? I don't care who they are. Please. I mean, I'm going to be respectful to everybody, right? Everybody gets to have their opinion. Yeah, right. And you know what? Everybody gets to talk about it if if it's on the streets, right? It's fair game. Yeah, it is, in my opinion. hmm I don't know what's on her video. I really don't. But whatever you thinking or whatever confusing or I don't even know. So maybe I just have to wait to see. But I just know I talked about it, and a lot of people are talking about it, and you know
Yeah, I was pretty firm on how I thought. And remember, I didn't give a big opinion on uh but one or two things of the whole interview. And I stressed that. Yeah. I said pick up the phone, make a call. At the end of the video, she said that she, you know, loved her mother and that she, you know, would talk. Right. And what else? Yeah. Oh, I made the point. Yes, because I had watched her video that I was got the impression that her daughter was not going to be coherent, make sense of what she's saying. And my impression was she was able to speak in sentences and she didn't ramble on. Yeah. So I don't know what she said, but what Jessie Cat says, not earth shattering, just her opinion on the matter. It was a little shady and confusing. Ah, ah, wait a minute. I'm going to have to go take a look. I'm just going to, I'm not going to turn it up. I'm just going to, like slide my slide bar. So let's see. She's talking, well, she's showing a little bit of the video. She says trigger warning and she shows the video. I'm just quickly sliding. I'm not even reading it. Yeah. So she's talking through the whole thing pretty much. Yeah. And at the end she's showing the video again. She puts up a helpline, I'm sorry, a hotline, the national hotline, 800-656-4673, and then another 800 number. And it says, hello, pot, meet kettle at the end. Didn't I say something about the pot calling the kettle black today? That's funny. I'll have to listen. I'll have to listen because didn't I say something about the pot calling the kettle black? I thought I did. Guys, I'm gonna have to listen to my video. I'm gonna have to listen. I think I said something about the pot calling the kettle black, and at the end of her video, she has "Hello pot, meet the kettle." Wait a minute, what does she have? I don't even. Guys, let me look. 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 At the very end of her pot, pot. At the very end of her video, it says, "Hello pot, meet kettle." Whatever that means for her, I don't know. I'll take a look at it after I finish you know. Yeah. Okay. Who do we have in the chat? Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Red Label. Good evening. I'm going to get to you. Joyce says, people are saying Danny came into your live when you showed the picture of trees who diss, and supposedly Danny had to set you straight. That was some time ago. What is that was some time ago. Who said that? I mean, I know this. I remember this. What is that to do with I'm um you mean somebody said that today or something?
I don't know. Um, but I'll just, I'll read your question. Or I'll read your comment. Joy says, people are saying Danny came into your life when you showed the picture of trees. That was on Run Tell That Too. And who dis? Yeah, I remember that. And supposedly Danny had to set me straight. Yeah, she came in the chat. She did. And I was in the middle of showing and talking about the video, and I had up I'd have to, go back to exactly what it was, but it seems that I was at the point, if I can recall, that I was talking about, the picture, and I was asking a question to the, everybody who was watching or whatever, like I always do. And then I saw her in the chat. So like anyone, I would say, "Oh, Danny's here." And then I read her comment, and it was curt, matter of fact. It was basic. I'd have to go back and look at it, but it was, mm, no, I gotta stop this. This is what it is. Yeah. So she basically told me that date, the birth date was wrong, and that was not the same person, which I never said that was the same person, right? I had asked the audience a contrast to see what the similarity, and I did an overlay. And I really didn't get a chance to let me turn off the music because it's kind of distracting me. We can hear the rain because here I am relaxing, guys. It's 2 minutes to 10, and I haven't even gotten through these. Um, so I respect her. Yeah. So I acknowledged. I said, okay, if this is the wrong, I said, if I think I said, if this is the, you know, if this is, I get it wrong. I got it wrong. And I didn't say that it was her. I was making a point. I put it in my um, description. I had asked a question, and she put in what she wanted to say. And then she said, basically, have a nice evening. Yeah. I was like, okay. So it was kind of like matter of fact, you know, and I went on. But it was kind of like, I don't know, it was, I won't say it was awkward, but it was just, I was doing my live, and it was, matter of fact, you know, you're wrong. Well, I never said it was her. Yeah. Or maybe she didn't say like whatever it was, the impression was left that, yeah, Danny basically, you know, came into the chat, and she said what she said. And yeah, there were some folks running and telling it. And I think later I did mention that. Yeah. I acknowledged. I said, well, if I got it wrong, if there's something here that is, I can, I can take criticism. Yeah. I didn't make a big anything about it, during the chat. I really didn't. I said, okay. I was calm and said, okay. If it's, yeah. And then we addressed it later. Not Danny and I, but I'm saying, other people who were making comments. Yeah. We addressed, what had just occurred.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny had to set me straight. There was I'm going to comment on that. I made a video and I had noticed in some of the chats there was almost like a celebratory. Yeah, Danny, went over there and spanked Teddy.
All
And I
right,
I
and I
basically
am
told folks
back.
Danny didn't come over to,
It is
you know,
1:27 here,
Danny didn't spank
and
me.
we've been having some conversation.
Mm-mm.
When I come back
She said
later
what she had to
tonight,
say,
we
and
can
that
pick
was it.
things up. I've been on now for
Now,
an hour
there
and
were those
27.
who
Let
were,
me stop
kind
this
of
video that you might
impressed, I
hear in the
suppose.
background.
Yeah,
Hang on just
that,
for a
yeah.
second. Let's pause it
And then,
as it is coming to a conclusion. Oh, look, that was Joy on the screen. Wow. Yeah. All right. I'm going to say it right now. You heard the video, you heard what she said. Um, we can talk about it a little bit more later, but I have receipts where I have said these things time and time again. It's fear, it's um, control, and that's why people have made the decisions that they've made. They are afraid if they support other content creators, they are afraid. Joanne says, I can't wait until Toto pulls down the curtain. Yeah, because then people, and I've said it for them, it would level the playing field. This is why a lot of people are not happy because she has this advantage, right? She has this advantage, unfair advantage. She's anonymous. So I'll leave up the video, maybe just a little bit longer, and then I will take it down. Um, so we can discuss it later tonight. Biggest bear hugs go out to each and every one of the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. Email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. Let me go ahead and check. Um, okay. So we're good. It's Saturday afternoon. It's 1:30 exactly. That's it. That's all. Yeah. Wow. I know. Wow. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Have a great Saturday.
Oh, she's fun, oh, she's fun, unapologetic and wild. Oh, she's loud in bed or nuts, always crazy about guys. 사람들은 모두 그녀를 몰라, and that is fine, she doesn't mind. Get to know her, babe, then you can hate. Her dress is tight, fits just right. She's so fierce with her style. She talks that talk and walks that walk in her high heels with pride. 손가락질 받는 게 익숙한 girl, 예쁜 여자, 쉬운 여자. Get to know her, babe, 깜짝 놀랄걸. Yeah. Samantha, Samantha, 그녀가 정말 원하는 건 Samantha, Samantha, just to be loved, 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 that is all, is all. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워, 사랑한다고 말하긴 좀 어려워. Samantha, Samantha, she's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. 급사랑에 푹 that's what she said once. Oh, she's raw, loose cannon. 어디로 튈지 몰라. 사람들은 그녀가 모습만 봐. And that's fine, she doesn't mind. Get to know her, babe, then you can can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you shine. Samantha, Samantha, 내가 정말 원하는 건 Samantha, Samantha, just to be loved, love, love, that is all, is all. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워. 사랑한다고 말하긴 참 어려워. Samantha, Samantha, she's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. Can't help it but fall in love. Can't help it but fall in love. Can't help it but fall in love. 눈물마저 사랑스러워. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워. 사랑이라면 다친데도 괜찮아. Samantha, Samantha, she's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after